down here, I just wanted to update you on my newest 3D printer. I have built last winter, a smaller one, Sunfuse, I believe is the name of it. I did a lot of customizing, and I went as far as I can possibly go with the plastic frame and everything else. And plus I needed a bigger size. One thing that I do see that they have not fixed yet, or they have not said anything to anybody, but I have seen it over and over and people can't figure out what happened to their print or something moved. Well, I'll tell you what happened. One of the big problems is on the build plate. The build plate you put in, you put your screws in, then you put on a spring, then your adjustment nut and underneath. And what that does, nothing's really tight. It's just sitting on the springs. Keep it bounce up and down in case your head hits it. But what happens is, it will, if you can see that, move around on your plate. In my old printer that I built last year, I was running that, oh my God, super ass fast. I mean, that sucker was just a humming. And I discovered the problem then. Because I was running things so doggone fast, things moved around a bit. So I'll show you how to fix this problem. Okay, first off, I've already done this one up, so I don't have to do it in front of you. I'm going to take off the nuts, the adjustment nuts and underneath. Of the build plate. I don't have my video editing software up and going, so sorry I'm making you wait. Okay, got it off. Move these screws so I don't lose them, or springs. This spring and this spring. Now what happens is, these bolts are sitting in here wobbly. Set them on a spring and tighten them down. It's still going to be wobbly. It still will move. The very first thing you have to do, most likely, you will have to buy yourself a chamfer tool. Just like this. This is a, let me see if I can read the degree. It is 82 degrees, which matches up the angles of the bolts. So you can go to your local hardware, not your big, not frickin' Walmart or big box stores. Go to your local hardware, tell them you need a chamfer for set screws to match angle. If it's not the same, you really ought to try to buy one of these. And what that's for, most likely you will have to take your drill and drill these down a little deeper. And what they got to be with your bolts, they got to be flush or below. Okay? So nothing's sticking out. So even if you got to buy some longer bolts, or if you got to buy some American-made bolts, you got to re-drill some of the holes. You still got to make it flush down below. The screw cannot stick up. Now, the secret. Put the bolt in. Buy 4 nuts. This will all make sense to you in a minute. I put these nuts on, but I had them loose just to show you that the plate would move around. So I've already done this and prepped it. So I already drilled out the holes I needed to drill out, or the chamfer, so it would set down flush. Take your nut, or a nut, and tighten these screws down. Now before you do this, keep in mind you're probably going to have to line up a bunch of holes. Might have to drill a couple a little bigger, or space them out a little bit, because I have found that they don't match up because they got so much tolerance, slop and play in there. Okay, now these are firm. These cannot move. So it's rigid. Now, when you can put you got your bolt, nut, spring, bolt, nut, spring, bolt, nut, spring. Like I said, your rail or whatever you're bolting it through, use your plate as your guide. Lay it down on it, make sure all your holes match up. If not, you might have to drill some of your holes just a little bigger in your frame to make them fit, line up. Now I'll go ahead and put on your adjustment nuts for your springs, for your bed tightener. And I'm just going to snug them up just a little bit. They're going to be kind of loose. But this will show you the idea what has happened. That's my bird. That's my cockatoo in the background. He hears me talking and I'm not paying attention to him. Okay, I got the adjustment screws from underneath so you can adjust your bed up and down and it still will move. But if you notice, you don't have the play no more. It's all gone because that's from the bolt and everything flopping around. I don't know why the manufacturers don't do this. Maybe because they'd have to match their plate holes up with whatever they're going into, and it would have to be lined up pretty good. The only thing I'd say, whatever you're running your bolt through, make sure it's big enough and they can slide up and down easily without binding. And I hope that this little information helps a lot of you.